Hey folks, how's it going? This is Jasmine Holiday here. No, just kidding. This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims info/thoughts video. So there's a couple of different topics to go over today. And the first one you can see right here. Jasmine is back. You can find her in your holidays, or holidays. You know what, I'm keeping that in. But you can find her in your neighborhoods to get a boost to satisfaction, or you can slow down your motives decay as well. And that is lasting until June 13th. So we actually had a triple boost week like this back in November. So there's not really any point in me doing a gameplay video for Boost Week this time. If you really want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the video description below to my previous video on this motive Boost Week. But wow, I was not expecting a Boost Week this week. I thought we wouldn't get one until the next quarter, which starts in July. But yeah, we got it today. I was really surprised. I actually went through my graduation ceremony today for my office administration program, and I was just waiting in the lineup, and I just looked down at my phone and was like, oh, there's Jasmine Holiday waving at me. This is unexpected. And, well, I've already spoken out about these triple boost weeks multiple times, and my opinion hasn't really changed on them. I don't really like these, to be honest. It makes the game feel a bit too much like The Sims free play or mobile games in general, and I think it's really unnecessary. I think time could be better spent on other things, because I've said also many times before that build mode needs more things, and we just need more permanent features, I think, added to the game. So I just wish that they could do away with them, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure they're here to stay at this point. It does make me wonder what is going to happen in the next quarter, because I don't know now if we're going to get a challenge or a triple boost week in quarter 3. And I'm pretty sure we'll get a stuff pack. I mean, we usually get at least one every quarter, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really starting to feel even more now that next quarter is going to be extremely dull. I'm really loving doing so many info/thoughts videos now, but I don't think that's gonna last much longer. And especially in light of that retailer leak that I reported on last time, it sounds like we are going to get a Cats and Dogs expansion at almost exactly the same time we got City Living, so the announcement will probably come around the same time as well. So that actually would happen next quarter, but not until almost the end, in September. But let's move on to more new information about the Eco Living Stuff Pack. So today, SimGuru Graham posted the results of the clothing part of the vote. One interesting thing that he said was that, yeah, the clothes from the art style portion of the vote did not make it into the actual clothing voting process because unfortunately the assets could not be redrawn in time. But since a decent amount of people felt passionate about those clothes, they decided to include the dress, boots, and stockings that were shown for the women. For the men, they're including similar patterns and textures for variants within the masculine items that won the vote. So now we're getting a total of 17 Create Sim items instead of just the top 14 that we voted for. Alright, so here are the final results. And unfortunately, in almost complete contrast to what I said about the objects vote, I'm not too happy with what we're getting. Because, well, my dissatisfaction is mostly with what got chosen for the females. Because, well, as someone who uses custom content, I feel like almost all of those items I already have in some form. I know not everyone uses custom content, and, well, that's definitely great for people who don't use custom content to be getting these items, but in my honest opinion, if you're not using custom content, I think you're really missing out. Although I do like that those shoes made it. I did vote for those. And I'm glad they are including all the stuff on that outfit from the art style vote for the women, because I do like those as well. I'm a bit more satisfied with what we got for the men, but with the pants, I think what we're getting with those are similar to assets that we already have. I do remember talking in a previous video about how, with the shorts, they look kind of similar to what we already got in City Living, and, well, we have some ripped jeans already. I guess those ones are okay, but I was really hoping for number 63 to win because those look really unique in my opinion compared to what we already have in the game. And SimGurugram did tell me that unfortunately 63 finished pretty far down the list. Ouch. But moving on to the items for children, well, what we're getting looks good. I'm glad both of those made it because I'm pretty sure I actually did vote for both. But it is disappointing that, once again, the children get the least amount of stuff. And once again, the females get the most stuff. Yeah, like, SimGurugram did say that they did some balancing again, just like with the objects. But this, to me, still doesn't look that balanced. I wish we could have maybe got one or two more men's items instead of some of the ones that I feel look like custom content that I already have in my game. I think the only item out of the feminine stuff that doesn't look like anything I have in the game is the third item, the blue top. That I don't think I have, but yeah, everything else I think I already have in some form, but oh well, you can't win them all. At least most of the things that have made the vote so far are stuff that I voted for, and just that the theme in general that I wanted the most won. That was pretty satisfying for me to see. But I don't think any of the items actually look bad. I think they all look good. So, at least for those people who don't have items like these in their game, whether they haven't found custom content like them or don't use custom content at all, well, that's good that you'll be getting those things because they are pretty nice items. Before I end this video, there's actually one other very interesting thing that SimGurugram tweeted. And this list right here is brainstorming for the feature vote that's going to start on June 23rd, where we'll vote on the gameplay items for the pack, and I'm going to leave this on the screen for quite a while. I'll let you read all of these at your own pace, but I will go through some highlights here. One of the ones I find very intriguing in the first column is syrup from tree taps. I never really thought of this as something that could be put in The Sims, but I do find it interesting because that is actually how you get maple syrup. As someone who lives in Canada, that would be very interesting to see. And if that somehow made it into the final product, they might as well call it Canadian living stuff. That'd be kind of hilarious. It wouldn't happen, but that's how I would think of it. One other thing I find very interesting in the first column on the left that's further down is light switches. We have not had light switches in The Sims before. I have seen them as custom content in the past, where it would be just like an easy way to turn off all the lights in the room. But seeing that officially put into the game, that could be interesting. However, I think it's very likely that more interesting features will make it as options for the gameplay votes, like say laundry or wind turbines or solar panels or beekeeping or the chicken coop. So yeah, I really don't think that will make the vote, but I think that should be put into the game in some form. Maybe as part of another pack, or maybe even as a free game update. I think that could be interesting to see. But going back to the chicken coop, oh boy, if that makes it into the voting process, I think it's going to be a very, very close race between that and laundry. So yeah, I already thought that there could be heated debates caused by the feature vote, but yeah, if chicken coop and the laundry both make it, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what wins. I guess the chicken coop might win because, I mean, a lot of people want more animals in The Sims 4, but yeah, I definitely would like both eventually. Another one I gotta point out is ironing, because we actually did vote on a shelf with an iron on it, so if ironing makes the vote, it would also be appropriate for that one to make it into the final product. Because how weird would it be to have clutter with an iron on it, but we can't actually iron? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we'd have something like that in The Sims, But yeah, still awkward. One choice I find odd is raw food, which is on the last column on the right here. What would that do? Because we basically have that already. Just eat a harvestable right after you get it. And that's basically it, right? So I'm not sure what the point of that would be, and I honestly doubt that will make it amongst all the choices that we see here. But let's move on to the rest of the ideas here. So one that immediately sticks out to me is Servo. Yeah, the robot from previous Sims games. I don't think that would be a fit for an eco-living stuff pack, but still very interesting to see that they're at least considering bringing Servo back. I definitely wouldn't mind that. I mean, I love The Sims 1. It's my favorite Sims game, and just seeing more stuff return from stuff that originated in The Sims 1 would be fantastic. There's a lot of stuff that I like in the second column, like the park ranger career, the jam making, the recycling. I definitely want recycling back in the game, and an eco-friendly aspiration and an eco-friendly trait. Now, we haven't gotten an aspiration or a trait in a stuff pack before, so that would be a very interesting thing just to shake things up a little bit with the stuff packs if both of those made it in, and honestly, I would vote for those. I don't know how well they would be done within the budget of a stuff pack, but yeah, I actually have asked for the eco-friendly trait to come back for a while, and if we got a whole aspiration for that, even better. The park ranger career could be kinda interesting, especially how we have park ranger NPCs in the game already if you have outdoor retreat because they're roaming around Granite Falls. So even though with most of the careers in the game right now, the Sims just walk off the lawn and disappear, you could at least pretend that your Sim is one of those park rangers walking around Granite Falls and making sure the Sims in the bear costumes don't get too annoying and stuff like that. And the floral arrangements, I forgot to mention those. That was something I really liked in The Sims 2 Open for Business, so that'd be another cool thing to see back. And I don't think this would be like its only chance to come back either. It could probably come back in some future packs as well. One of the ones in the second column that I'm really on the fence about though is allergies. It would be a nice realistic touch, that's for sure, but what if they get really annoying? Just like with the sickness system in Get to Work, so I don't know how that would work out. I kinda want to see it though, I do, it's just, yeah, does it translate to good gameplay? I don't really know. Actually, now that I think about it, allergies would be best included in a Seasons expansion pack, right? That would make way more sense. So you know what? I'm actually kind of hoping it doesn't make the vote, but that they keep this idea in mind for when they finally do a Seasons expansion. One other idea I find very interesting is the Adopt a Street cleanup. I wasn't entirely sure what that meant, so I did a little bit of research, and from what I gather, it's when people come together to make a group effort to keep areas like roads and parks clean, and after doing that for a certain amount of time, then you actually get recognized by the city, and you have like a sign erected in your name in that location that you're responsible for cleaning up. So that could be another fresh, interesting idea to put in The Sims for sure. And one other idea that I talked about in a My Sims 4 wishlist video was basically having an event where you could clean up garbage and get rewards for doing that. And it kind of has a little bit in common with that idea, so I'm definitely in favor of that idea making it into The Sims 4 someday, even if not in this stuff pack. I do find it kind of odd that community gardens are listed, because we have those in the game already. There's certain places around the different worlds, like in the neighborhood that the Goths live in, there's one community garden that's behind one of the houses there, and there's a community garden in the park in Windenburg, like the harbor, and yeah, like I'm not sure what they're talking about with community gardens. Some kind of enhancements, I guess, but I'm not really sure what they could do there. I also find notice an odd choice. I don't think that would really add much to the game either, other than maybe lots of people making clickbaity videos about it, but yeah, I don't know. I think that would be a weird choice to make it into the final product, but I don't think it will. But moving towards the end, I do find the idea of an off-the-grid lot trait a bit intriguing, but I don't know how that would be executed and if it would really benefit the game that much, but still interesting to see that there. Also, nectar making and a nectar fridge. So that's what I think should have been in Dine Out. I think Dine Out should have included a feature where they would have brought the nectar making skill back. So it's interesting to see that here. But regardless of me wanting nectar making back, I still feel like there are ideas that I would vote for over it, like laundry and solar panels and glass blowing and a bunch of others. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if nectar making could even still make it to ideas for future packs. But yeah, nectar making, definitely something that I wouldn't mind seeing, especially since we have nectar in the game, since Dine Out did come with nectar. And one last mention I want to make is the under-the-counter / tiny fridge. So basically to me that means the mini fridge that we've had in previous Sims games. I know some of you want that back. I don't know if I would vote for it either, even though I want it, because I think there are other packs that it could make it into, like if we get University again. So yeah, again, it's just like another one of those things where it's like I want it, but there's probably other things that I would vote for over it that also fit the eco-living theme better. But overall, wow, a vast majority of these ideas are pretty good, and I'd really like to see a lot of them done at some point, and it's just, it almost makes me wish this eco-living was a game pack and not a stuff pack so that more of these things could be fit in, because oh my goodness, so many good ideas. How do you narrow all of those down? I mean, some of them make more sense than others for eco-living, but still, even after that, I think there would still be like a good dozen or so that you'd have to narrow down even more. And that wraps up another Sims Info / Thoughts video. So let me know in the comment section below if you'll be taking advantage of the Triple Boost Week, what you think of the results of the clothing vote for eco-living, and what are your favorite gameplay features that have been listed in this brainstorming process, and which ones do you think you'll vote for if they make the list for the June 23rd vote. But I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!